Guys, if you're looking for the best possible way to upgrade that old, crusty head unit in your Jeep JK and get all the modern features like a rear backup camera as well as wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, stay tuned in this video. I'm going to show you the best way possible. Let's get to it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to go and show you guys what I just bought for my 2014 Jeep JK Wrangler, and that is the Sony XAV-AX4000. I got this head unit along with this I-beam rear view camera, and I got it all from TrailSeven, trailseven.com. So what they do is they basically give you this head unit, they give you, and it's basically plug and play. So you buy it plug and play. I'm sure you pay a premium for it. I think with a discount code, I paid just over $600 for this. They have the 4000 version, which is the one I got. They have a 6000 version and then a 9500 version. The 9500 version was like a bigger screen. It was kind of too much for what I was looking for. And the 6000 version, as far as I know, is basically the same as this, but it doesn't have the bezel. And I think that it is like a little bit better of a touchscreen, but I think it was about $120 more, and I was okay with the bezel for that. I think there's differences in regards to the amps or something, the voltage or whatever. I'm not a huge audiophile guy, so if you are, maybe you want to bump up to the 6000 or something like that, but this should be perfect for what I need. So what it comes with, as I said, it is completely plug and play. It comes ready to go. They solder all of the connections for you, and then it also comes with, down here, the idatalink Maestro ready to go. And what that does is that it connects it to the Jeep, to your vehicle. That way all your steering wheel controls work. You know, you get to see all the diagnostic stuff. It plugs into the OBD port. It gives you, oil temperatures and all things like that. I wanted it to, fit and look like it was a pretty factory setup. So I'm not going to show you exactly how to install this, because honestly they have a really, really good tutorial video on how to do it. I'll put a link in the description box down below if you want to check that out. But let me show you what I am replacing with this unit right now. So just like a lot of other people, all I have is this really old, very outdated Uconnect system, no screen, nothing. Frankly, I have two kids and I wanted to add a rear view camera just for safety purposes, as well as a while ago I did get this 67 Designs phone mount, which is really great. It really is very, very good. Very high quality. It doesn't move at all. But I found myself, I spent a lot of time, I'm in real estate, I spent a lot of time in my vehicle. So with the screen, the phone screen right in front of me, I was spending a lot of time looking at my phone like I should not while I'm driving, and because I was using it for navigation and things like that. So we're going to be replacing this with the Sony system. The Sony system also, I forgot to mention, does have wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, which is exactly what I was looking for. So I am going to remove this and take this out and start this install. Like I said, I'm not going to show you exactly how to install because they already have a video showing that much better than I could. But we're going down to the Jersey Shore for July 4th weekend. I wanted to get it in before. That way I can, share any tips and tricks in regards to installing this thing, as well as, my experience using it on an hour-and-a-half ride with no traffic. We'll see what the traffic looks like. I'll give you my experience, and then I'll also put the rear view camera back here as well. So let's get started. Before I start, I wanted to kind of show you guys how good of a job, that they do. Very, very professional. They give you a sticker here. They also give you some Nerds candy. I'll give that to my daughter when I want her to be jumping up and down off the walls. Here are some installation parts, and here are some more installation parts as well. And they give you all the boxes. This is for the Maestro, and this is for the Sony head unit. So I'm very, very impressed with the job that they did with the wiring, and just make everything plug and play, because I didn't want to be messing around, which connections go where and what works with the Jeep and what doesn't. So this is like really a perfect solution for me. All right, so I got the whole dash surround off. Not too much trouble. The only somewhat small trouble was getting the window switches out. I had to get a really, really tiny screwdriver because I don't want to scratch it up too much. But actually, the video says to go from the bottom, but I actually went from the side, and it gave me a little more room to nudge it out. So just a quick tip for you there. Next, we're going to be taking the old crappy radio out, and I think it's just these 4 screws. By the way, just keep your 7mm socket with a long extension in the Jeep with you, because I think that's pretty much all you're using. Okay, so I took the Uconnect module out, and I had to take one of the plugs out and then plug it into the adapter that was on the back of the head unit. I did that. I just wanted to show you guys how plug and play this system truly is. You have a lot of excess wire here. They actually give you a small zip tie just for that purpose. So, I mean, I have zip ties anyway, but I just want to show you guys like how much thought they put into this kit to make it an easy and seamless installation for you. Guys, really quick, it's getting darker here, so I apologize for the lighting if it's poor, but I have this whole bag of wires here that I thought I didn't need until I put in the rear view camera. I was looking for a place to plug the camera in, and I couldn't find it, and in the installation video that they give you, or you know, send to you on YouTube, it says to plug it into the harness, and I think this is the harness that they were referring to. So if you don't, here, yeah, there it is. It says a camera in right there. So if you don't aren't using a backup camera, you won't need that harness, unless you also are, you know, putting some aftermarket speakers, I believe, as well. But just a quick tip for you guys. Guys, another quick tip in regards to putting this rear view camera in. So first things first, when you push this in, don't push it in too far. I actually kind of pushed mine in a little bit too far, and on the screen you can, you know, it's kind of like a fisheye where you could see a little bit of the outer edges. Not a huge deal. I'll figure out a way to push it back out a little in the future. Also, the video that TrailSeven has in regards to installing this rear view camera, they have this wire coming in through this grommet here, but I could not for the life of me get it through there. So instead, I actually put it through those cab vents back there, and it fits perfectly fine. It comes through right onto here, and I ran it all the way through, and it was no problem at all. So just a quick tip in regards to putting in that rear view camera. All right, guys, the head unit is in, and I'm very happy so far. First things first, before I get started, just finish-wise, a couple tips. The bezel is a little bit indented on this side compared to this side. It's not a big deal. I think if I took this off and I could adjust it, but just a tip, before you bolt everything back on, just make sure, you know, test fit this piece and make sure it's where you want it, because it's a little, you know, a little bit of a pain to get it off. Not that much. It's not a big deal. Just wanted to let you know that. Also, I put the microphone in the location that TrailSeven said to put it in, but it has been working well so far. But just so you know, if you wanted to take this piece off again, this piece here, it's gonna kind of hit this microphone, so just be careful if you have to do that. But I did keep my 67 mount here for now. I wanted to just keep it as is for now while I get used to this system, but I'll probably get rid of it because, frankly, with Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay with my wife's iPhone, I do not need my phone sitting in front of my face all the time. The biggest reason why I got this was to stop looking at my phone all the time, get distracted while I'm driving. And this has been a great head unit so far. It has Android Auto, which Android Auto is Android Auto. They're all basically the same. I've been very happy with it so far. I don't have any experience with it before this, but I am happy with it so far. There were some settings on my phone that I had to adjust to kind of make sure everything was working, but yeah, it's been great so far. Now, I want to just go through some of these settings here. The radio is the radio. It has AM and FM. It works just fine. Actually, I was having issues with my FM stereo reception with the stock head unit. Those are pretty much gone now, so I'm very happy with that. I thought it was just the you know, the stubby aftermarket cheap antenna that I had, but it works well now, which I'm very happy with. Going back to the home screen, my factory head unit did have Sirius XM, but I don't use it because I use you know, Spotify and streaming and things like that, so I don't use it. So I did not get this head unit with the Sirius XM module. Bluetooth, I don't use Bluetooth per se because it's connected through the CarPlay and the Android Auto, so that stays as it is for me. Now, another, not really an inconvenience for me, but just something you need to be aware of with this head unit is that, see, it has a picture. I was expecting if I click this rear camera that it would show me the rear camera, but it only shows me if I am in reverse. I go in reverse and it shows it. It doesn't matter to me, but if you are looking for cameras like on the trail while you're driving or something, like if you wanted your rear camera or even a front camera that you don't have to be in reverse for. Just keep that in mind. I think it would work. I think you just need to wire it up differently than I did. And I copied what TrailSeven said to do in their tutorial video. Now, again, back to the home screen. One thing I kind of don't really like about this is that it has the analog clock and a digital clock. I mean, I don't think you can get rid of this thing. I don't know why you need an analog clock and a digital clock in front of you, but I wish I could get rid of this for sure. Now, if you go into, before we go into settings, you can see all the apps here. You have USB, which I think you just connect a USB, to the USB in the Jeep, and as like a USB stick or whatever, if it has music or whatever you're trying to do, and that should work for you just fine, but I don't really use that. Devices, this will show my phone as well as my wife's iPhone, and the phone should bring you right to Android Auto or Apple Carplay. Now this was a big reason. One of the biggest reasons why I picked this setup was for the Maestro unit, the Maestro module, that it basically gives you a very factory OEM experience as far as aftermarket head units are concerned. So, by the way, obviously another big part of that is the steering wheel controls. All these most steering wheel controls do work. I click this one here, try to get that focused for you. I click this one here, and it brings up the Android Auto, like Google Assistant. This one doesn't work as far as I can see, and these still work just fine. These are not connected to the head unit, and the volume and the the up and down, both the backwards or the controls on the back of the steering wheel work very well. Another thing I really like, I was curious about this, I didn't know before I got it. What would it say here when it was connected to whatever? It says what it's connected to. So like right now I have USB hooked up, and it says USB. And if I go to like a radio, it'll show that. We have 1010 winds on here in New York. I'm not in New York, I'm in New Jersey, but we get New York stations. It shows what it's on right there. And it'll show, if you go to Android Auto, it'll switch to Android. It's a very OEM sort of experience as far as I am concerned. It's kind of exactly what I was looking for. Now let's keep going through some of these apps. The gauges here, it comes with miles per hour as well as RPM, intake temperature as well as fuel level. I think there was something different here. I think load percentage or whatever. I changed that to miles per gallon because you could change pretty much all of them. See, like this one here. Well, here, select gauges, and you could change all of these gauges, the middle one and all of the four around it, which I think is really, really good. Now, I do wish there was a little bit easier of a way to access this, like maybe every time I turned it on, it went right to this. There may be a way to do that. I'm not sure. If there is, let me know in the comment section down below. The next screen is slightly useless for a Jeep, but it does show you 0 to 60 miles per hour, braking, quarter mile, stuff that we don't really use. Although I guess you could change these as well. Yeah, page 2. So you could change these. I'm actually going to do that now that I realize that, because I don't need to know my 0 to 60 time in a Jeep Wrangler. It's like 37 seconds. So back to the apps, we can go then into the vehicle info. Just another really nice touch in regards to making it seem OEM. You have your tire pressure, you have your voltage for your battery, and the fact that there's no check engine lights, okay. Now, if you want to go into the settings, you can do a lot of customization on the sound. Now, the EQ I put on rock. I don't know, that sounded the best to me. Maybe you could, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can adjust here. I'm not an audio guy. You can change, obviously, subwoofer level, but I don't have a subwoofer. Balance, that's all standard stuff. Listening position, you could change if you want to just listen in the front, just front left, just front right, all, or custom. And then you have like a crossover like filter, I guess. A high pass filter for the front, high pass filter for the rear, the subwoofer, all sorts of stuff that you can adjust. Not really anything that I need, but if you are looking for those sorts of things, they are there. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see, we can customize. You can, the custom button is this one here. It comes set to mute. or to turn off the display. I changed it to the source change, and then you could also upload a wallpaper. I'm not even sure how you can. Oh, I guess through a USB. So like if you have a USB stick, just put on a wallpaper on there, plug it in the USB to the Jeep here, and you can pop that up. I'm actually going to do that after this video. I'll put something cool, like something Jeep Wrangler related. I think that'd be a pretty nice touch. Now let's see what application is. Camera display. I guess you could just like flip the camera and things like that. The guideline adjust. Let's see. Yeah, you could like adjust that depending on what your camera looks like. And other than that, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know too much of these here. These are all things that I saw in other areas of the settings. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a pretty simple yet robust system. I think it's perfect for the Jeep. I'm happy I got the 4000 unit, not the 6000. Saved me, you know, over $100, and I think the bezel looks pretty good. Although maybe I wouldn't have that issue on the top right. Who knows? But the screen is still responsive. The 6000 has like a more glossy screen, like a tablet, and it you know, it takes the touch different than this one does. But I've been very happy with this so far. I really do like it. I think it is going to achieve what I was trying to achieve with it, and that is to get off of and stop being distracted by my phone so much. But yeah, other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions about this head unit and how I installed it, drop a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about you know, what it looks like and all the features. And yeah, I will see you next time.